better songs, we're all playing better. You know what I mean? You know about the studio and that now, you know what I mean? First song I didn't know anything about it.
The songs on that record, they're extraordinary songs. And they're not extraordinary songs because of anything that I did. I only wrote them, and we only played them. It's the millions of people since who fucking sing them back to you to this day that have made them extraordinary.
After the smash success of Oasis' debut album, Definitely Maybe, they returned the next year to sweep up any parts of Britain or the rest of the world who weren't convinced by their debut. They began in Rockfield Studio in Wales and apparently recorded the album in the space of 15 days, with one song being recorded a day. In October of 1995, Oasis officially released What's the Story Morning Glory to massive critical acclaim. Hello starts with the classic bait and switch, starting with the chords to Wonderwall before switching to a beeping noise. The song then starts with a loud, wavy guitar. Musically, the song is drenched in Britishness. You can just feel the patriotic sentiment oozing from the instrumental. Lyrically, this song takes on a very Ian Brownian quality, being very aggressive and always seems to be addressed towards someone who we don't know. Liam's vocals match in that respect, and he really seems to have a problem with the person he's singing about. The song perfectly starts the album, and the ending of the song feels like we're about to get into a great album. And this song doesn't really follow up to it. Roll It was the song that was made to compete with rival bands Blur's single Country House. Both of them had entered into one of the biggest chart wars since the Rolling Stones fought it out with the Beatles. If you want to know more about the Battle of Britpop, I'd recommend you check out Thrash Theory's video to learn more about it. So while Country House is a fun poppy single, Roll With It is very, very generic. It's like the previous Oasis single Shaker Maker and Rock and Roll Star, just with the personality and charm stripped away. As the NME said, the lyrics scan, they fill a hole, and they move on. Not much to say other than the song is kind of a crappy disappointment. Luckily from here on out this album goes on a roll. Where to start with this song? Wonderwall is often given a lot of hate in popular music circles. Some say the song is too basic, it's annoying, it's overplayed. This is by far Oasis' biggest single, being the first big hit in America, and being the most streamed pre-2000 song, with nearly 1 billion streams on Spotify. So for all its commercial success, it kind of lacks critical popularity among some. However, I will defend this song. Wonderwall is a powerful song. Like, very powerful when you're in the right mood. You get that feeling that a band was writing and performing a song at the height of their power. Liam sings with an incredible amount of passion. For 4 basic chords, the guitar part will always stick with you. And although you can't hear it all too much in the original recording, the song does have a really good bass line that you can hear on certain live shows. The song also has an incredible orchestral segment that makes the song for me. It just adds another layer of power to it. The lyrics are very anthemic and pretty much everyone can belt them out in any stadium across the world. So while it might seem overplayed and normie, this song is great. This is by far the more critically acclaimed single from Morning Glory, but also less so commercially. While Wonderwall ruled American airwaves and etched itself into the cultural DNA over there, Don't Look Back in Anger became a hymn in the United Kingdom. British people have an unreal affection and love for it and will belt it out at full pelt at any chance. In the rest of the world as well, the song evokes huge passion from fans. The song is the more melancholic single with sadder lyrics. This was actually the first single Noel sung in Oasis. Originally he was going to sing Wonderwall and Liam was going to take on Don't Look Back in Anger, but at the last minute it was switched. But despite not really having Liam's range, Noel does a great job and the song really suits his voice. The chorus hits particularly hard and you'll always remember it. The song is also incredible on guitar, with a really nice main riff and a very tricky but melty and bendy solo. After those hit, new drummer Alan White, in what is probably the only drum solo in any Oasis song, does a really good job. This is a great song and it's not hard to see why it got so huge and evoked so much passion from people. Hey Now is a very overhated song to me, although it's still one of my least favourites on the album. This song slows down the hard tempo a bit and can come off a bit boring to some. The lyrics tell nonsensical stories about hitching rides with souls and walking into doors, and generally the stories just don't make much sense, but the lyrics are still very enjoyable, just not as anthemic as either of the last two tracks or most of the album. Still, it's a pretty decent song. The Swamp Song is a very bashing 45-second instrumental, sometimes even untitled, but leads into the first single, an absolute anthem, some might say. This was the band's first #1 single, and it's not hard to see why. The guitar licks here shine above all. The lyrics are some of Noel's most anthemic and memorable, with iconic lines throughout. A note to make is that original Oasis drummer Tony McCarroll made his last appearance on this track before getting sacked by Noel. He was replaced by the more professional Alan White, who might have brought things to Oasis, but to me will never replace Tony's punky type of drumming. This song is kind of a bridge between Morning Glory and is in general really, really good. Cast No Shadow is the second acoustic ballad on this album and tells the story of a man who is chained to all the places he never wished to stay, and so on. The chorus here is complete brilliance to me, one of the best Oasis lyrics ever. I have no clue how some people accuse the song of being flat. Noel also provides some sick background vocals here, cooing very highly behind Liam. This is one of my favourites on this album. She Is Electric is a very melodic love song, with the lyrics focusing around a girl that Noel loves and her family as well. The song gets a lot of hate from hardcore Oasis fans, and in fairness, it is quite a bit more poppy than most Oasis songs. However, I still love this song. Something about it is just so jingly and happy. However, a complaint I have is that Liam's voice seems to crack a little during the chorus at some points, but that doesn't get in the way of this song's greatness. Morning Glory might be my favourite Oasis song ever. This is my favourite Oasis guitar riff by far. From the bending at the start to the hardcore ripping guitars backed by pounding drums, this song is a banger instrumentally. Vocally, the song goes incredibly high and is very hard to sing, yet Liam pulls it off perfectly. The lyrics venture into some very dark topics like cocaine use in the opening line, which is one of my favourites from Oasis. It also has a few references to the Beatles, ironically. Despite not being released as a single in the UK, this song has a great music video. This song is an underrated masterpiece and one of Oasis's best ever. Morning Glory ends with some washy water noises and helicopter sound effects, which leads perfectly into the Swamp Song, which is a 40-second harmonic that melts into Oasis' third biggest single and anthemic banger, Champagne Supernova. The acoustic guitar intro gently starts with some harmonic parts going on in the back. It's kind of relaxing and puts the morning in Morning Glory. Then Liam comes in with his mellow vocals and sings some incredibly catchy lyrics. Then after the chorus it breaks down into a more laid back verse. After that the song explodes into a second half, filled with noise and loud electric guitars, before slicking back into a guitar solo. Liam then returns to the track before exploding again even louder into the chorus. Another guitar solo plays, this time supported by some laughs from Liam. The outro sees Liam repeat "We were getting high" over and over, before finally fizzing out with some acoustic guitars coming to the forefront and the drums becoming more militaristic. It's an amazing song. That's Morning Glory, my second favourite album ever. Commercially it was a huge hit, having sold huge singles and selling 22 million copies worldwide. It's the fourth best-selling album in the United Kingdom ever. After this, Oasis became the biggest band in the world, and the only way was up for them, right? Well, I give it a 10 out of 10 anyway, and I recommend that everybody listens to it.